Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope this series has been a blessing to you so far. On this video, I want to focus on the importance of time management in maximizing 2020. You know, if you want to get the best out of 2020, you have to. This is not optional. You have to learn how to manage your time. Every one of us on this planet Earth, we have the same time allocated to us. We all get 24 hours a day, no matter where you're living. You might be in the Central, you might be in Eastern, you might be Pacific, you might be GMT, whatever time zone you're in, we all get 24 hours a day. Which means that whatever we achieve or we don't achieve in this life is actually based on how we've used our time here. You know, I celebrated my birthday about 3 weeks ago, and you know, I'm not really that guy that throws a party for my birthday. If you know me, I'm a very quiet guy on my birthday. Usually my birthday is usually my time of reflection. It's my time of being in solitude. It's my time of prayer. If I could stay indoors all day for my birthday, I would do it. You know, but my wife won't let me do it this year. She had to take me out. But what I'm trying to say is I love the quietness of my birthday. I love being quiet. I love just being in that zone. So birthdays for me are really time to really reflect. It's a time to really think about the brevity of life. The book of Psalms, it says in Psalms 90 verse 12, it said, teach us to number our days, that we may apply our heart to wisdom. So even though we celebrate birthday every year, the Bible is saying that we should number our days. It didn't say we should number our years, which means we have to be mindful of how we live each and every day. We have to be mindful of how we use our time. Like I said earlier, every one of us has 24 hours in a day. We have to be able to say that, you know what, this and this and this is what I got accomplished in these 24 hours. And the question at the end of everything is, how much time you got left? And you know, when you begin to look at life from that perspective of, I don't have all the time in the world. One day we're all going to get out of this world. One day we're all going to have to stand before God and give an account of our lives. And He's going to ask us, what did you do with what I gave you? How did you use your life? What are the things that you got done in the time that I gave you? So when you begin to look at life from the perspective of, I don't have all the time in the world, from the perspective of, I'm only here for a brief moment, from the perspective of, life is short and brief, it gives you a sense of urgency on the issue of managing your time. You know, I remember when I was younger than I am now. I'm still a very young guy, so I'm not old at all. So yeah, I just had to say that. But when I was younger than I am right now, you know, I used to think I've got all the time in the world. Oh, I'm 21. Oh, I'm 25. You know, I've got all the time in the world. And then you wake up and you blink and you realize, where did the time go? Where did the time go? And I think sometimes we always assume that we have all the time in the world, not knowing that we do not. Actually, tomorrow is not guaranteed for any one of us. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. And like I said, I'm not foreseeing death. I'm not foreseeing bad things to happen. I'm not wishing for bad things to happen. But we don't have all the time in the world. So it's critical that as you go through this year, you constantly remind yourself the importance of managing your time very well. Because everything you want to achieve this year, every goals you've set for yourself, you will not be able to achieve any of them if you don't have good time management skills and you're not conscious of how you use your time. Irrespective of what you do or what you don't do, at the end of this year, you will have some results. You will get some results at the end of this year. Either you do some things or you don't do some things. It may just mean that you don't get the results that you desire, but it's inevitable you're gonna get some results. And what largely influence your results and the things you get out of this year is really the time, is really how you've used your time on different things that you're working on. So the results you want to get at the end of this year will be largely influenced by the usage of your time. So time is everything. It's your most valuable asset. Today is the 23rd of January. I'm shooting this video on the 23rd of January. So that means 22 days is gone. never to come back again. 22 days already gone. And before we know it, 31st of December will show up. And we'll realize, oh, I'm out of time. I couldn't finish this now. Just because maybe we would have been able to get it done if we have been more mindful of how we use our time at the beginning of this year, which is why I'm sharing this right now. Your results at the end of the year will be largely influenced by how you've used your time throughout the year. At the beginning of the year is usually a good time where people are setting goals, and and the reason why I've talked about all these other steps before in my previous videos is so that you are setting the right goals. We talked about renewing your mind so that you can have the right goals that you are setting and you're working towards. We've also talked about the importance of prayer, how prayer allows you to be able to filter your desires through God's eye, how it gives you access to God's mind, so you actually know that this is what really God wants me to pursue this year. This is what God wants me to be chasing this year. So it's great that you set your goals. I'm pretty sure we've all got different goals. Either it's health goals or either it's financial goals. But the one thing I want to caution you with is make sure whatever goals you set for yourself this year, make sure they're SMART goals. SMART, SMART goals. A goal without a timeline is just a wish. If you set up a goal this year and there is no timeline allotted to it, you've not put a timeline on how or when you want to achieve these things, you're probably just wishing that you will get it done. And usually goals like that, you never realize them. You never actually get those goals achieved because there were not time to it. What you're essentially saying is, I'll get this done whenever I can. So you've left it to convenience. Because there's no time, you've left the achievement of that goal to convenience. Is whenever I feel like it. But if you're on a strict timeline, if you want to get this done in this time, in this manner, you will do everything you can and you will leave limited room for excuses. You'll need to get it done, you will get it done. So you want to make sure that your goals are SMART. They're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're realistic, and also they are time bound, which is the critical part of setting goals. Without timeline, everything is just a wish. Everything else will show up in your life that will make you push your goals aside, and then it will be so urgent that you will leave your priorities and will go after those things, because this goal that you set for yourself, there's no timeline. So it's whenever I feel like it. It's whenever I can get it done. So here are 3 things that I would say that you can do to help you manage your time better. Number 1 is to make sure that you plan how you're going to use your time. Be intentional about how you're going to use your time. Don't just leave it to chance. Don't just say whatever will be would be. No, be intentional about how you plan to use your time. Plan what you're going to do next week, this week. So sit down this week and say, these are the things I want to get done next week. I'm going to do this on Monday. I'm going to do this on Tuesday. I'm going to do this on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Be intentional with how you want to use your time. This is my plan and I'm going to follow it. So you want to make sure that you plan what you're going to do tomorrow, today, before you go to bed. Go over your plan. Okay, I said I was going to do this tomorrow, which is Friday. Okay, I'm going to do this. These are the things I'm going to do tomorrow. And I'm not going to go to bed until I get these things done. So be intentional on how you want to use your time. Because if you don't do that, the urgent will take the place of your priority. Something always comes up. I can guarantee you that. Something will always come up in your day that will try to pull you away from what you set out to do. Something will always come up. But what being intentional does is it helps you to stick with your plan. Hey, I'm sorry, I can't help you right now. I've got 30 minutes to get this done. Once I'm done, I might be able to squeeze out sometimes. It even earn you some respect with your peers and with your friends and with your family, because they know that you are very disciplined with your time. So they can't just wake up and say, oh, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? No. You plan how you're going to use your time. And you communicate it like, tomorrow I'm going to be busy focusing on these things. So I would appreciate minimal distraction. So you put yourself in a place to make sure that you get those things done that you have planned and you've set out to do. And number 2, you want to look for ways to convert your time into the achievement of valuable goals. One thing I do to myself often is when I'm doing something, and maybe I've been doing it for 30, 45, and 1 hour, and I'm sitting that thing, I constantly ask myself, am I supposed to be actually be doing this? I ask myself, like, is this actually the right usage of my time? Can I actually delegate this, or can I give this to somebody else, or can I ask for help, or can I actually give it to a professional that knows what they're doing, rather than me spending 5 hours, something that could have taken a professional 30 minutes to do, but I'm trying to do it by myself and I'm wasting my time? So you want to go through your day, go through your week, go through your months, and you got to keep asking yourself, am I actually using my time in a very valuable way? Am I converting my time to the achievement of valuable goals, of things that I've committed to do? Because if we don't do that, we will just get into a place that 24 hours is gone, and you look back like, what did I do today? Nothing. You've allowed everything else to distract you from the main thing that you're supposed to be working on. So make sure you look for opportunities to convert your time into the achievement of valuable goals. Number 3, don't allow other people's poor time management skill to hinder your progress, to become your emergency, to become your urgency. Some people are just so bad at managing their own time. They could have communicated this same thing to you a week ago, but they decided not to tell you about it. They now waited till last minute, and then they pick up the phone and say, oh, by the way, I need this done by tomorrow. What? And the question is, did you start thinking about it yesterday, or you knew about this a week or a month ago? So why didn't you tell me a month ago so I can plan my life around it? So you got to beware of those kind of people. They will show up every now and then. They can't even manage their own time, but they will now make you feel bad for not helping them at the last minute. That's not how it works. I have a plan. I've got things I'm working on. If you need my help, you need to respect my time and my plan. So make sure you give me heads up. Make sure you let me know in advance what you're trying to get done. And maybe I can fit it into my schedule. But I'm not going to change my plans and my schedule because of your inadequacies to manage your own time properly. And I'm not saying things are not going to come up. Things are going to come up. Emergencies are going to come up. And there are times when you're going to have to step in. You're going to have to jump in and help somebody, because this is actually a crisis. This is actually an emergency. But when I notice this is because of your lack of planning, when I notice that this is because of your lack of time management, when I notice that you could have avoided this if you have planned your time wisely, excuse me, I'm out. I'm not even going to change my schedule. I'm not going to be put under pressure to now get things done for you and then neglect my own goals and the things that I'm working on. So just to do a quick recap, we've talked about what time is, and we talked about the importance of time, and our lives are brief, and we got to make sure that we actually make the best of it. We're not going to be here forever. You've only got a limited window of time. And I talked about the 3 things that can help you to make sure that you use your time wisely. Number 1 is to be intentional about it. Plan what you're going to do with your time ahead of time. Don't just be responding to things. Be proactive. Be proactive with the usage of your time. Think ahead. This is how I plan to spend next week. This is what I plan to get done. So plan ahead. That would help you to be able to manage your time better. Number 2 is to look for ways to convert your time into the achievement of valuable goals. You want to constantly ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing right now? Is this the best way to use my time? Is this the best way to use my resources? Is this the best way to do this? Can I give this to somebody? Can I source this out for somebody else to do for me? Can I delegate this task so that I can focus on the important things? So you want to look for opportunities as you go through your year on how you can convert your time into achievement of valuable goals. And number 3, watch out for those people that, due to their own lack of preparation, lack of planning, they want to make their emergency your emergency. They would show up and they would want to make you feel bad for not jumping in to help them. Whereas if they had planned properly and they had informed you a week ahead, while you were doing your plan, you would have been able to fit them into your schedule. Don't change your schedule, don't change your plan just because somebody else forgot to plan their own. Don't allow their emergencies to become your priority. I really do hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. If it has been helpful to you, all I ask is share it with somebody else. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know, give us a like if you do like it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe. Thank you once again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Until then, you take care and bye.